Tsar penguins are in profound anxiety if anything is made to restrain environment changing, researchers tell. The scientists evaluated the bird fragmented people in the Southern Sea and signed how several isle strongholds will be unstable. The issue is the extended motion off of key enclosure sites of the penguins' preferred foraging perspectives. And as the environment warms, future meal will just be too remote for lot bird to lead for their chicks. Our job shows how nearly 70% of Tsar penguins, on January 1 millionth cultivation pairs, will include to move or vanish up the end of the age since of hothouse gas emissions, told Dr. Céline Le Bohuc of the France Domestic Center for Research Study, Corners, and the College of Strasbourg. The team has looked at the special requirements of the Tsar penguin and how shifts in the environmental might influence the kind cultivation successful in the upcoming many decades. It is a mix of environment modeling but as well uses genetic to know people's story, as so. The other greatest of the 17 penguin kind, Aptenidites patagonicus, are choosy on wherever they bases themselves, preferring submarine Antarctic islands how are complementary of ocean ice and how include sleek sand or cobble beaches on that to back chicks. But they as well requirement a nice delivery of minnow and calamari, and in the Southern Sea the is to be found on a characteristic named as the Antarctic-Arctic front line, APF. It is a nutritional rich upwelling how supports plentiful extraction for the starving carnivore. The question is how the APF is header poleward, and if world temperature go on to growth as anticipated, the front line is potential ultimately to go out of the band of lot foraging Tsar penguins, the study suggests. 700 many kilometers is on the range at that the bird can journey and not subject their chicks to hunger behind at the breed. By analysis the genetic of the bird, the scientists can see how Tsar penguins incurred people crashes in the history, largest especially on 20,000 years ago while colder facility stretched the ocean ice lot future to the polar rather than it is present. So down there is testimony how the bird can rebound behind, and the cruise modeling indicates how they will really perhaps try to adjust to their change occasion by colonization Bouvet Isle, and by growing their numbers on Heard and southward Georgia Islands, that should gain of superior foraging facility as the AFP edges always poleward. Same issue is the step of changing. It is very really quick, and how will do it difficult for the penguins to adjust, told Dr. Le Bohuc. Comment on the research, Dr. Norman Ratcliffe of the UK Antarctic Examination affirmed how shifts in the APF were a really essential element for Tsar penguins. Length-term forecasting of the kind introduced there are ever wet caricatures, but I love the research since it does get a more than mechanical attitude relying on the named aerial requirements of the kind quite rather than with a more than conventional and simplistic heat cover pattern, he told. To the period being, we aware Tsar penguin populations are yet growing through their band, perhaps due to them convalescent of hunt blood pressure for the seal epoch. So time it is probable how diminished availability of foraging aerial might reason losing of northern colonies in the next, down there is no testimony how we include yet achieved a tip spot at that the occurs.